Alright, all you high-scoring champions of the arcades out there, welcome back to the Indy Radio Arcade. And apparently, according to the Maestro, there was 2 sequels for this game, including IQ Final and even the game known as Intelligent Cube Plus, which still doesn't have a create your own puzzle mode, which is a shame. Maybe in the near future they bring it to the PlayStation 5. In virtual reality? Oh, I would play the hell out of that. But besides playing games that I got a feeling that will make me feel like if I was in an episode of the real-life adventures of Johnny Quest, I think it's time for us to put your high scores on high display while checking out a couple of indie games along the way for another edition of the Indy Wall of Fame. And the first game that we have up comes from the developer Fernando Duca, or Dudka. You know, let's go with the second one with their game, Ant Queen 3D. And this game automatically reminds me of the movie Ants with a little hint of Pikmin in there as well. Well, without the fact that you get to use tiny little creatures to throw at the enemies, they instead attack them. But yeah, here's hoping in the near future that you get to pick your brand of ants to use for this game. Cause if I have to pick one, it's neither between the bullet ant or the fire ant to choose to create to defend your said place. Yeah, that would be pretty fun. Not to mention dangerous for your enemies. And the next game that we have up comes from the developers Labyrex Studios, or Labyrinx Inc., with their game Country Clubbing. And this game automatically reminds me of not only Hot Shots Golf with a little hint of Caddyshack and a splash of the speed golf mode that you would experience in the movie House Gas. And here's hoping in the near future, besides getting a chance to golf wherever you want without any form of hazards, is that they also allow you to upgrade your clubs to truly experience the magic of this game. And with the Maestro pointing out the fact that there's somebody with no head and trying to attack somebody with a club, I think upgrades is the last thing I need to worry about for this game. Maybe a helmet. And besides wearing a helmet on a golf course just in case you get attacked, folks, the next game that we have up comes from the developers Pixel Rain Games. Nice developer name, by the way, with their game Racing Fighters. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of Mod Nation Racers with a little hint of Destruction Derby Arenas. Mostly because you get a chance to upgrade your car with weaponry, which I think is pretty cool. And here's hoping in the near future that besides the standardized cars that you're used to of, I guess, Lamborghinis and sedans and what have you, they also allow you to pick trucks during this said game. You know, to mix it up a little bit. You know, a couple of bigger vehicles for big vehicle races. And the next game that we have up comes from the developers Jacob Gleam, or Jacob Galam, nice name by the way, with his said game Break 2. And this game automatically reminds me of the delocated store known as the Smash Shack, which actually allows you to break things if you're feeling stressed. And I, for one, can't wait till this game comes out, one, and here's hoping, too, that not only you get a chance to destroy objects, but you get a chance to destroy buildings as well for this game. Because from what I've seen so far, you can only destroy chairs, so I think we should up the ante from chairs to, let's say, buildings, or even cars. Yeah. Maybe one old, I guess, Pinto that you can destroy to let out your anger after a long day of work. Sounds good to me. And the last but not least game that we have up for this week comes from the developers GSE with their game, I Will Eat You. Well, that's very straightforward. And the game that they have automatically reminds me of a combination of the movie Bear with a little hint of the game known as Friday the 13th. And the fact that one person can be the bear while everybody tries to run around trying to escape it, here's hoping in the near future that you can lay traps down for that said bear to neither distract them or try to take him out while you try to escape the forest. And one of my favorite weapons that I hope that's in this game for the forest is neither a grappling hook or a giant oversized bee's nest that you can throw at the bear to try to distract him from eating you. And one of the pictures Maestro showed me of an ancient temple, I hope you get some form of powers from that too. Yeah, tiny things that I want involved in this game in the near future. And with all of those games out of the way, folks, it's now time for us to go into those high scores from the website known as highscore.com. And the first high score that we have up comes from Zilch Sr. with his high score of 22,850, a part of the classic Atari game known as Blueprint. Next high score we have up after that comes from Retro Rob with his high score of 42,290, a part of the Atari 2600 game of Fatal Run. Then you have Omar Gettin with his high score of 1 minute 16.86 seconds in the classic Atari 2600 game of Grand Prix Game 2. Which involves it does involve a racetrack. I was looking at it at the wrong angle. It was a straight long track with apparently potholes in it. Well, that's not good for tires. Well, besides tire problems that you will experience during that game, the next high score that we have up comes from the gamer Sajatak with his high score of 7,890, a part of the Commodore 64 game of Crazy Comets. So is it like Asteroids, Maestro? According to him, it is. Next high score that we have up after that comes from G. Tibble with his high score of 2,575 for the classic game known as Citrus Atari, a part of the Jakks Pacific Atari TV joystick. Man, I haven't heard of Jakks Pacific for a long time. Hopefully they're still in business. And the next high score that we have up that I got a feeling is totally excellent comes from none other than the high score known as Score Chaser Pony, nice name by the way, with his high score of 32,060, a part of the cool game of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, a part of the Game Boy Advance. Nice. And apparently, according to the Maestro, the full title is Bill and Ted's Excellent Game Boy Adventure. Alright, I like it even more. And the next high score that we have up comes from JML 582 with his high score of 694, a part of the classic Genesis game of Tecmo Bowl, or Tecmo Super Bowl. Man, making a lot of errors on the name of games for this week. And the next high score that we have up, besides our ballpark errors for this week, folks, comes from the gamer known as Darren9999 with his high score of 544,160, a part of the computer version of the game Candy Crush Saga under level 161. Not bad. Not bad at all. And the last but not least high score that we have up for this week comes from Speedy475123 with his high score of, my God, Speedy, you're killing me with these, with his high score of 1,046,343, a part of the iOS game of Angry Birds 2 under level 16. Wow, that high of a score on level 16? Insanity, man. Insanity. And if you guys want to check out any other cool high scores that are still making their way through the Twitterverse as we speak, you can head on over to the Twitter page of one man only known as @HighScore, or head on over to their website known as highscore.com to win cool prizes for your high scores. And like we say all the time on this show, folks, is a fair trade. And the high score thus far for this month goes to none other than Speedy4759123 with his high score of 1,046,343, a part of the iOS game of Angry Birds 2, under level 16, which is still impressive that you can get that high of a score under such low level conditions. And if you guys want to check out any of those other amazing games that we mentioned, plus other games that are trying to get their way to the main stage via a cargo ship, cargo plane, or even subterranean train that's currently rumbling underneath your toes, you can head on over to the website only known as store.steampower.com and just click ever so lightly on that upcoming page while clicking even lighter on that Indy button to check out a couple of cool and amazing games that can only be described in 2 words: instant classic. And as a matter of fact, Maestro decided to make one of those little signs that are gold plated with the word instant classic on it and put it on the side of the screen for each one of these games that tells you that these games are pure solid gold. Even though Maestro said that this is fool's gold I'm holding on to, but I'm no fool. Don't call me a fool. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back into this music, and when we return, we'll be back with this $64,000 question for this week, right after a word from our sponsors. So don't miss out on that bonus round just yet, folks, and stay tuned.